Welcome to the Southampton Boat Show with the Marine Channel. We are at the world premiere of the Archipelago 47, and I'm here with Stephen Weatherly, the creator and builder of the boat. Stephen, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Stephen, tell us a little bit about this amazing boat.
Yeah, so where this came about from is that I've always had boats in my family. I really like boats that blend a sort of commercial workboat heritage, something that will take you out in any sea and keep you safe, and they blend that with a leisure feel that you can take your friends and family out on. And when I was looking for a boat, I couldn't find that in the catamaran world. There are plenty of examples in the monohull world, but nothing really that caught my eye in the catamaran world. And so that was where this was born, really, a vessel that could cross an ocean, take you out in any weather, keep you safe, but equally is just at home, going out for a day with your family and friends, out in the sun, to the beach. And that's where it was born.
But most people don't, when they identify there isn't a boat, don't go and build their own. So how did you jump from that?
That was a temporary madness, I think. Where did that come from? I think I've always had boats, as I say, and I've always wanted to work in the marine industry. And I think I reached a point in my life where I thought, well, actually, there seems to be this gap in the market. I was very lucky to have a few friends and family who could help fund the start of the business. And so it all sort of spiraled out of control from there. I started the business about 18 months ago. And actually, as you might imagine, to get the business from starting it to here at the Southampton Boat Show in 18 months has been quite a journey. It's been a roller coaster ride, but we're here, and I think many of the people that have come on board love the product and love what we've done, and the fact that it's a bit different, and it's got quite modern lines, and it's striking, and it's lovely to have those positive comments about the boat after such a manic 18 months trying to get from start to finish.
18 months sounds like a very short period of time. Where do you start that process?
So I started by contacting a number of naval architects, first of all to sort of check if I was right, that there was this gap, certainly in the UK market. And all of the naval architects I approached were quite positive that there was, but one naval architect really stood out, which was a company called Chartwell Marine. Chartwell Marine's heritage is in offshore wind farm crew transfer boats. So those boats have to go out in any seas, lots of them in the North Sea, taking crew out to wind farms to do the servicing. But they took that heritage and they really got into the mind of what I wanted to produce, and they produced the initial designs for this boat. That was one of the reasons it then became a business for me, because I thought, well, actually their design is superb. Who wouldn't want to buy that? It's an amazing boat. And so I've partnered with them for the last 18 months to turn that vision into a reality.
Brilliant. And then the next step is, obviously, once you've designed the thing, to build it. And how did that come about, and where are you building it?
So this one was built by a company called A&M Fabrications on the Isle of Wight, who are very well regarded aluminium fabricators. As you might imagine, Chartwell Marine have some very good relationships with fabricators and interior fit out, and through their work in the commercial sector. And so I was introduced to the fabricators through Chartwell, and we built up a very good relationship. Their work is absolutely top notch, and they created the boat, the fabrication, in approximately 9 months. There's only 2 of them. They did an amazing job, and then we took it from there to get it fitted out, also in Cowes on the Isle of Wight, by a company called Sea Lion Services, who also have a commercial heritage, but also do bespoke joinery. So a lot of the stuff inside, as you'll see, is quite bespoke, and it all luckily fitted together beautifully. The partnerships work really well. It's a great team. And I've been very lucky. The people that I've worked with along the way have been great and have really bought into what we're trying to do as a business. So it's been great. Hard work, but great.
Brilliant. And what's the next step for this boat then?
So this boat is, as you'll see if you go inside, what we've done is we've left the starboard hull relatively unfinished. so that people can actually see the quality of the fabrication and how it's put together. I think it's really nice to be able to show that. A lot of the production boats, you can never see behind the curtain, as it were, and I'm very proud of the way it's put together. So we've left the starboard hull unfinished. The port hull is all finished as an owner's suite. And so after the boat show, what we'll be doing is fitting out that starboard hull. Then the big plan for this boat is to take it up to Norway in the early part of next year. Norway, Shetland Islands, and then coming down the west coast of Scotland. So we're doing that as a bit of an adventure and to show its capabilities and take some friends, take some of the team, take potentially some guests who want to charter the boat, take them with us. Get some fantastic pictures, some videos, just enjoy the journey. And then this boat is then going to be sold as next demonstrator next year in around June time.
And just talking about the capabilities, I mean, can you give us some of the raw facts about exactly how capable it is? Because I know it is.
Yeah, so I mean, we haven't yet been on sea trials in it. We expect that she should do, with the engines as configured at the moment, she should do something like 23s, 24 knots. These engines can be upgraded. You can have bigger engines that will push it faster. What I really wanted is that blend between range and efficiency and speed. So one of the things that is pretty unique to this boat is the fact that it'll have a range as configured at the moment of about 1,500 miles. However, you can double the tank capacity quite easily, so you should be able to get proper ocean crossing range in pretty inclement weather. It's built very sturdily. It is built to withstand very small amounts of ice and things, so we can take it to northern latitudes. It's got buoyancy tanks built in to help the safety and the intact stability of the hull, and so it should be a very capable boat that you can use to essentially take your boating further than you do at the moment.
And as a customer, I know you don't have the same restrictions with bulkheads, etc., because of this type of construction. I mean, how customizable is it?
Very customizable. Really, the only sort of bits we can't move is where the engine bulkhead, so anything after the engine bulkhead is reserved for the engine and machinery space, and then there's a collision bulkhead at the front just in case of any incident or accident. We have a collision bulkhead, but then between those two bulkheads it's basically completely up to the owner how they want it. So as I said, we've got a twin cabin layout on the starboard hull at the moment and a master suite on the port side. You can mix and match those as you wish. Any type of wood, any type of joinery, any type of layout, any type of helm. We would work with a future owner, depending on what they want to do with the boat. That's the most important thing. What are they trying to get out of their boating to produce the boat that someone wants, really.
Brilliant. Wow. And what's the future for the brand and future models and different...
World domination. No, from my perspective, we clearly want to sell a number of boats over the next couple of months, starting with the boat show. We've got some pretty good offers on to try and get the first few boats out there. We expect to be able to deliver, if you placed an order today, we'd be able to deliver in October 23, which is pretty good. Actually, a lot of the manufacturers are quite backed up, so that's good to be able to get a boat out that quickly. And then, it really depends on how many orders are placed and what happens with the brand. We've got designs in place for a 56-foot version, which is getting a lot of interest. Actually, there's lots of people that want even bigger than that. So people have approached me about an 80-foot version and a 120-foot version. We've also got a design for a 38. So it really does depend on, I guess, where we see the most interest. This current boat is obviously generating a lot of interest at the show, and this is the most mature in terms of its design. So we expect that to be the next one we produce. But certainly, I'm very excited about the 56. That's going to be a really exciting product.
So, Stephen, if I'm a customer and I desperately want one of these boats, what's the process? What are the options? And ultimately, what's it going to cost me?
Yeah. Okay. So at the moment, if you ordered this boat as configured at the show, it would be around 1.1 million. So that's with upgraded electronics and with a fully painted finish. We offer various options around clearly the joinery inside and the woods used and the look and feel of the boat, and like I said before, it's all about how the owner wants to use the boat. Many people have spoken about having an unfinished aluminium hull rather than a painted hull, because if they're going up to high latitudes and they want to have just a bit more of a robust feel, then they might want it bare aluminium. So yeah, this boat as configured at the moment would be about £1.1 million. We want to get our boats onto the market. As you can imagine, we envisage that the price will rise quite significantly over the next 12 months, but that's how it is at the moment. This is currently configured with a pair of Iveco 6.7 litre 450 horsepower engines. We can take hybrid propulsion, electric, depending on what the owner wants to do with it. We've got, as you may have seen, we've got a huge roof area that we can put a big solar array on. That can run your domestic equipment, especially at mid-latitude. You can run all of your air conditioning and your fridge and your freezer. We can run all of that from the solar array. So there's a huge number of options. It's a bespoke boat, and I want to work with any future owner to just make sure they get the boat they want, really.
Brilliant. I mean, this is everybody's dream to not find the boat they want and actually build it. But I'm sure you're incredibly pleased with the outcome. But what's your favourite bit?
What's my favourite bit? I'm not sure actually. I'm generally just very proud of the team. We've had as you might imagine, a hard sort of 4 or 5 weeks getting it to where it is now. I think it looks fantastic. It's very striking. I love the colour of it actually. In the sunlight it's a sort of quite vivid blue, and then when it gets a bit darker it almost goes as a sort of stealthy black. And there are so many people that have come over and given us really positive comments about it, and the fact that it's modern and it looks different from all the other boats here. So I'm just generally very proud about how the boat's come out. It's been a long journey, and to get here and have all these positive comments it's great.
I can imagine. Stephen, thank you so much for your time. We are incredibly impressed with the boat and genuinely wish you the best with it. And I'm very jealous of your trip up to the north.
Well, come with us for a leg.
Well, I'd love to. I might take you up on that.
Cool.
But wonderful. Well, this is the Marine Channel at the Southampton Boat Show. Please subscribe, and we'll see you on another video soon.